What if I told you that the life you are living today is not being created by your future, but your past? What if your thoughts, emotions, habits, reaction, and routines are silently recreating the same reality over and again? You wake up the same person, you think the same thoughts, you feel the same emotion, you make the same choices, and then you wonder why your life looks so familiar. Tonight, I invite you to ask yourself one question, but the paramount question. Are you creating your life consciously or simply repeating it unconsciously? The invisible program. Many people believe they are making conscious choices every day, but neuroscience suggests that much of our behavior runs automatically through deeply ingrained neural patterns and emotional habit. Think about your morning. You wake up, reach your phone, walk the same path through your house, drink from the same cup, think about the same problems, reply the worries, feel the same emotion. Without realizing it, your body has become the memory of your past. Your environment reminds you who you were yesterday. The same place, the same people, the same routines. And because your brain is constantly responding to what is familiar, it activates the same neural circuits, creating the same thoughts and emotion. And those thoughts and emotion creates the same life you experience. The cycle repeats day after day, month after month, year after year. Your personality creates your personal reality. This is a powerful truth. Your personality creates your personal reality. Your personality is made up of three things: how you think, how you act, and how you feel. If you continue to think the same thoughts, perform the same action, and feel the same emotion, how could your future possibly be different from your past? A new life requires a new mind. I emphasize, a new life requires a new mind. Not because you are broken, but because the version of you that created your current reality cannot create radically different future while remaining the exact same. To create something new, you must become someone new. The prison of familiar emotion. Many people say they want abundance, but secretly they feel scarcity. They say they want love, but they feel unworthy. They say they want peace, but they live in stress. Their mind is speaking one language, and their body is speaking another. And when thoughts and emotion move in opposite direction, transformation becomes very difficult. The body remembers old pain, old disappointments, old fears, old stories, and over time those emotions stop being experiences you have and become identity you wear. You don't merely feel anxiety, you become an anxious person. You don't merely experience failure, but you become someone who always fails. The emotion becomes the personality, and the personality recreates the personal reality. I emphasize again, the personal reality creates the personal reality. Neuroplasticity, the brain can change. But here is a beautiful news. The brain is not fixed. It is adaptable. Every time you learn something new, your brain creates new connection. Every time you practice a new thought, a new possibility begins to emerge. Every time you choose compassion over anger, gratitude over fear, vision over limitation, you are literally teaching your nervous system a new way to exist. Neurons that fire together wire together. The more you practice a new state of being, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, the unfamiliar becomes familiar. I repeat again, the unfamiliar becomes familiar. The impossible becomes normal. The future begins to feel like home, becoming greater than your environment. History remembers people who were able to see a future before it existed. They held a vision so clearly in their minds that they began living it as though it is already unfolding. Not because they ignored the reality, but because they refused to allow the present circumstances to define future possibility. The external world said one thing, the inner world said another, and eventually the world caught up to their vision. A spiritual tradition has also spoken about this for the thousands of years. First, creation happens within, then it appears without. The seed always comes before the tree. The blueprint always comes before the building. The vision comes before the reality. Why wait for pain? Too often people wait for crisis before they change. A diagnosis, a heartbreak, a loss, a collapse. Only then they begin asking, what am I believing? What am I feeling? What am I becoming? But why wait? Why allow suffering to become your teacher when curiosity can become your teacher? Why wait for a life to force transformation upon you when you can choose a transformation today? Growth does not have to come through the pain. Sometimes growth comes through the inspiration. Sometimes healing begins with a decision. The decision that you will no longer allow your past to dedicate your future. The spiritual invitation. Imagine waking up tomorrow asking yourself, who do I want to today? Not what do I need to do, not what problems do I need to solve, but who am I becoming? A peaceful person, a joyful person, a healer, a creator, a light in the world. Then ask yourself, how would that vision of me think? How would that vision of me speak? How would that vision of me walk into a room? How would that vision of me treat others? How would that vision of me treat myself? Because transformation begins the moment you stop rehearsing your past and start rehearsing your future. Perhaps the greatest spiritual practice is this: to become greater than your fear. I repeat again, to become greater than your fear, greater than your history, greater than your environment. To remember that your mind can learn, your heart can heal, your brain can change, and maybe your future is not something you are waiting for somewhere ahead, but your future is waiting for the moment you decide to become. The moment you stop memorizing your past and start rehearsing your future, transformation begins.